Come on back in your seats over here.
Do I say?
Do it. Come on back in your seat.
Me too, me too.
You're on? All right, we're on. Good evening, all. Welcome to the town board meeting, November 4th, 2024. Please rise and salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilman Morton,
Here.
Here.
Councilman Hanlon,
Here.
Councilman Niles.
Here.
Supervisor Molino.
Here. All right, before we start, we have Joe Lucci. Okay, got it right. All right. He wants to address the board about the water line putting on Guido Passarelli's property. You just come up to this table and you can talk in the mic here.
Pull the mic
Yeah, you
down.
gotta pull it to you. There you go.
Good evening, everybody. We're putting in a water line, as you know, we're doing a wedding venue at the barn, and we're bringing in a 4-inch water main, mostly for fire suppression. And then I was told that we need to put a meter in on the road before it hits the 4-inch line. The more we look into it, we're realizing that's not the proper approach. I have a letter here from the sprinkler people that once you put a meter in, you reduce the water flow and your sprinklers are not effective as it's supposed to be. What we're supposed to be doing is putting meter in after the sprinkler system. Anything before the sprinkler system will impede the water flow. So what I'm asking is that we can change what it's supposed to be and put a water meter in, a 1-inch water meter after the 4-inch water main for the fire suppression.
Ron, you've got it.
Today, they tapped our main up there at top of the hill. It's an 8-inch. And he tapped it with a 4-inch valve at top of the road, right at the main. So if he has any problems down there, we have a shut off for that line. I don't see any issue from the road to the barn. We do have a little issue on putting the meter before the sprinkler system because you buy the water, so somehow, some way you gotta meter that.
And we're gonna meter the water after the fire suppression. We're gonna reduce it to a 1-inch water main, and that's where we're gonna meter it, because that's the water that you use constantly. You don't use the fire suppression water ever, unless, God forbid, you have a fire in a place.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it's protocol, and I have this right for the sprinkler people, that's protocol how to do it. You bring in the 4-inch main, you reduce it to 1-inch to supply the barn, the house and everything, and that's where you put your meter. So you're paying for your water, okay, and God forbid you have a fire, the 4-inch water main will take care of the sprinkler system. And the fact is, the same people that did the sprinkler system in this building, okay, and there's not a meter out there on the road also.
All right, you're all right with it, Ron?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Any questions from the board?
It makes sense.
All right, do we need a resolution to pass that there? To do that? No, I'm asking my clerk.
If we need.
Yeah,
I don't think we do.
all right, so let's make it all in favor.
Yep.
Right.
Yes.
They don't really need to vote.
No.
Okay, we didn't need a vote on it. You're done. Get it done.
Thank you very much, folks.
Thank you for coming down.
Yeah, right.
All right, we'll open the floor to publics on comments for the legislation we're gonna talk about tonight, if there's any comments. All right, see it. Hmm? What do you think?
You got one person got their hand raised?
No.
No, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
Oh,
Nope.
so Matt's the only one on there? Okay.
All right, so no question, we'll move on. All right, go ahead, Lori, with the resolutions.
Proposed resolution to pay the bills of the 21st abstract of 2024 as presented. General fund vouchers 4033 to 4067, $29,512.64. Highway vouchers 4068 to 4084, $30,618.44. SW1, which is the Lake Luzerne Water District, vouchers 4085 to 4088, $493.60.
Make a motion. Pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none, carried. We're gonna table minutes. Proposed resolution to adopt the 2025 preliminary budget for the town of Lake Luzerne.
I'll make that one.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none, carried. Proposed resolution to enter into an agreement with Warren County for IT services. Approximate cost is $447 a month based on 12 users. And that's what we have right now, I think, is 12 computers all total.
I'll make that motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none, carried. Proposed resolution to enter into the 2025 annual agreement with Northeast Fire Protection at a cost of $590 per inspection, which is normally one inspection per year standard.
Make a motion.
A second.
I got one question. What was it last year? You know?
I believe it was the same. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, carried. Proposed resolution to enter into the 2025 annual agreement with Mountain Medical with a yearly administrative fee of $150 plus the service charges per the agreement. So on that, there was a lot to put in there, so I didn't do it, but so that 150 is for 10 or more employees, and that's annually. But then like if they have to have a urine test or pre-employment testing, that's like $62. Alcohol testing is 40. Let's see, the physicals for the DOT, CDL drivers is 150. On-site random testing is 125. Oh, I'm sorry, 150. So those are all the different fees that come along with that.
And they've been giving us good service.
Yes, we've been with them
Been
for
with them
quite some
a while,
time.
right?
This is pretty much the same, it hasn't changed much.
Yeah, it didn't look like it changed either.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none, carried. Proposed resolution to authorize the advertisement of the request for proposals for the Lake Luzerne Smart Growth Zoning Code Update. All proposals will be due in the town clerk's office by, and you guys can pick that date.
It's the thing I sent you last week. If I could get the RFP out on the street. It has a clause in it that we can reject any or all proposals. So all I'm looking for right now is to get going to get the RFP out there.
Do you have
And I
any
have
idea how
copies
long
of
that
it.
takes?
Anybody?
Do you have any idea how long that takes
Oh, that.
to do this?
Does she still have to look at that?
We gotta give
Does
it
Mary
time.
still have to look at that?
I'm sorry. We want to add to that resolution pending attorney approval.
We also
Okay.
have one other issue about it. Matt Palich, who's kind of overseeing all of this, wanted to make sure that we have approval to send the RFP out without having an actual grant. We haven't received the grant, the sign. The state has not given us back their approval. they said it may take 2 months.
Right, we went over that. We had a Zoom meeting between Matt, myself. I forget her name, the lady from the state. And they're fine with that, and that's why I insisted that we have the clause in it,
Oh,
that we can reject any or all proposals. But
I
Kevin's
just-
right, we don't actually.
Okay, so we don't even have the grant yet. Okay, so should it be contingent, Mary?
We've signed our end of it, but the state has not signed their end of it.
I don't have any problem with adding that contingency. Probably not a bad idea.
And
What do you think?
That's fine. You can also reject all the offers.
Instead of putting contingent?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's-
you. However you want to do it.
You guys want me to add that contingency to my motion?
So you already put in that.
They can reject any or all.
Yeah, it doesn't seem necessary.
I think
Good
it's
enough.
sufficient.
How much time do you think we should?
Matt has his hand up, Jim. I don't know if you want to see what he has to say.
Yeah. Can you turn that on?
Can you hear me?
Can you hear us? You have to turn your voice on. There it is, a hand.
I'm unmuted.
Okay, Matt.
I am not comfortable personally with issuing an RFP when we don't have the grant approved yet. I know we've had meetings with the state. We had the teleconference, we've had several, we had video conference. But to me, the bottom line is we do not have funding approval yet. I know the state has recommended that we continue and move forward and issue the RFP in order to save time, but I have never, ever issued a contract that didn't have funding before. So I bring that to the board. It is not my decision. It is a board decision, but it is something that I am not comfortable with.
What we're looking to get, what I'm looking to get board approval is to send out the RFP. It's not to enter into a contract.
I have never set out an RFP before we had funding. And I know that's what the state recommended, and I know the state told us 3 or 4 weeks ago that it was going to take an additional 3 months to get the final contract approved and recommended moving forward without funding, but this is something I've never done before.
We can hold off until we get the funding approved.
Matt, is there like a downside to actually sending it out? Because we
If
can
the
reject
word-
all offers.
Just the words. I would need to have Mary review the RFP. So first of all, we had the RFP. We sent that to the state. The state came back with comments. We corrected those comments and forwarded to the state. But I have not yet seen any documentation that says the state has accepted our final RFP. So I would not issue an RFP before I got documentation from the state that they have accepted that. The downside is I need Mary to look at the RFP to confirm that the wording that we have is sufficient to allow us to reject any offers if the funding does not come through.
Matt has volunteered to kind of be the project manager on this, so I'll support his suggestion and we'll withdraw that for tonight or whatever.
So table it.
Yeah, we
We'll just table it, that's all.
table.
All right.
I wanted to feel comfortable doing this. That's
Yeah.
Yeah, we want you comfortable, Matt, so we'll table it for now.
Well,
And,
I want you guys to be comfortable with it because you're the ones who are making the decision to go forward with this without funding.
yeah, I agree with Matt though, because if we go forward, somebody puts it in and they say, give us a bit, price on it, we can't tell them yet how much we're getting.
I don't exactly agree with Matt because of that clause we have to get out of it, but I can't see any downside in
crossing all the Ts. And plus, want to support Matt because he's stepping up to the plate and dealing with all this for us.
Let's table it for now then.
We have to formally table.
Someone else make a motion.
I make a motion, we table this.
I second it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing none.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Thank you for all the good work you're doing for us.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Ditto.
All right. That's all we have.
That's it for resolutions.
All right. So there was no, the only discussion we took care of. All right, Jim, you got a status, on the lead service?
Yeah, I asked Lori to put this on the agenda, so I wouldn't forget it. Ron and I met a week or two ago with, AJ Brooks at Arcadis. And he gave us kind of a status report, which I kind of showed you guys tonight about this lead service pipe inventory. Kind of disappointing that we're not getting better responses, but they're gonna keep working on that. But real soon, do you remember the date? Was it November 16th or something? That letter has to go out. Yeah, it's coming up pretty quick. The next milestone, according to the EPA, is we have to send out a letter to homeowners that are on the system. That they'll either get one of two letters. Or they'll either get a letter saying that they had galvanized or lead pipe. This is what you should do, or it's unknown as to what your pipe is. Quite some time ago, probably almost a year ago, we appropriated, I'm not sure if that's the right word, X number of dollars to have Arcadis handle this for us. And he tells me that we still have 4,500, he said, right, that we haven't used. So I'm just kind of informing the board and making sure you're all okay with telling him to go ahead and do those letters for us. They have to go out. It's one of the milestones. There's gonna be hundreds of them.
It's fine. Yep.
I don't know if we need to formally
No.
do a motion, but
I
I
don't think we need a motion on that. Right?
so
Okay,
we're good.
just approval.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you take
I'll
care.
notify him tomorrow.
Okay, good.
Ron, do you have anything to add about that discussion?
No, not really. We're still going house to house. I had to put off for a while because trying to get work done, so, but mostly all town and up here is done, and down south that we have to get down by East River Drive, so we're still at it.
That's
All right, well, you're gonna be working on it, to finish that up then, right? All right, we'll just hold it off until we get all.
yeah, I'll tell AJ to go ahead with those letters.
All right. We'll have reports now. Ron Dool, Highway Superintendent.
We're finishing up, doing a lot of patching holes and problem areas on the roads, and, we got a little bit of more paving done, but we're all done for the year. And next week we will be getting all the trucks ready for snow. That's all I got.
Could you just give a quick report on the Beaver Dam, because I gotten a lot of calls on that.
The beaver dam underneath Silver Bridge, we got 6 beaver out of there. So, and we pushed the dam through, so it's open now, the water should be dropping. And if it builds back up, then we're gonna put more traps out there and we should get them.
Okay, thanks, Ron.
Yep.
Zoning, Karen Putney?
Okay, I have not got my report ready for you yet. I will try and get that done. Today is the first day of the month that I was in to work on it. I just did not get to it. We talked about the grant, the zoning grant. So the other, I have 2 other items. One is the folks school. We met with the folks school last, about a week ago, and they have scaled down their proposal from what they presented to the board before onto as to what they would like to do for an addition at the folk school. They do have, currently they're in the process of starting the addition on the blacksmith shop, but for the classroom area, they have, they did not get the grant that they applied for, and so they're going to scale back on what they want to do, and they're going to try for a grant again. In doing that, their proposal, they still would like to do an addition. They will have to go through a site plan review for that. And they also will have to file for a variance because that zone, which is Hamlet Commercial, they don't have enough land. They're a substandard lot for the use of that land right now, which is for a school. And because they want to expand on that use, it was grandfathered in, but because they want to expand on that use, they now have to get a variance because it's a substandard lot for the use on that parcel. What I would like is just, I don't know if we need a resolution for this or not, but we need permission for Supervisor Molino to sign the agent form for the folk school to present these two items. One will be a planning board action, one will be a zoning board of appeals action for the folk school. They probably their agent will be presenting it for them to these boards. And we have to get an agent form both from the folk school and from the town to allow them to do these presentations to these boards. And again, it's not guaranteed that it's going to happen, but this is what they would like to happen. So I'm just looking for something from the board, basically given permission for Jean to be able to sign these forms so that they can go in front of the two boards.
We do need a resolution.
Make a motion.
A second.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
The
Opposed?
other,
Hearing none carried.
sorry.
No, you're okay.
The other thing that I have is, in your packet, you will see that I gave to you, couple of maps. Tony Cirillo, who owned the car vehicle repair shop down on Main Street, came to my office and he's looking to, he's looking to put a house on that property for his grandson. That property is another property in town that is split by two zones. It's got two zones in it. And the neighboring one as well, which is the Luzerne Market, is the same thing. The majority of both of those lots are Hamlet commercial and the least amount is the Hamlet residential. So it makes a problem in determining where the buildings can go, et cetera. And so the best solution is to make the whole parcel Hamlet commercial. And because we're doing that one, it would leave this little bit of a piece on the Luzerne Market one that is split as well. So we might as well just do both and make the area for those two properties all Hamlet commercial. And it is part of the comprehensive plan that we get some of these properties cleaned up that have these split zones in them. So we're accomplishing, part of what the comprehensive plan was addressing. There will be more of those coming to us, but this, in order for him to move forward with this project, we need to get this done. So that's what I am proposing, that we change those two lots. You have to have a public hearing on it. So, I don't know if you want to make a motion to move forward with the public hearing and set it for the next meeting, which would be in November. Has anyone got any questions about it at all?
We'll need more time than that for publishing the way it is now.
You need 10 days.
Yeah, but by the time we get it in,
Doesn't publish now.
only once or twice a week.
I just did one today for the
The worst way
planning
would be
board,
to
which is the
miss what the meeting
20th of
says.
November. I would do it at the regular meeting. I wouldn't do it for the agenda meeting.
Okay, so do it for the second.
All
Right.
right, so
So
that-
the second. The board can set that, whatever you guys
is that the date, the second, December 2nd?
want. Yeah,
Right, we're gonna have to do it on that time. So I need a,
I'll make a motion to set the date for the public hearing for this for December 2nd.
at 7 PM.
Yes.
A second.
And do you want me to prepare the public hearing? But it'll have to go from your office. I can write it up for you.
Or we can work on it together. yeah.
Okay. All right.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None carried.
And Mary, you will do that seeker. It just has to be the short one, right? Yeah. Okay, that's all I have for now.
all right, thank you, Karen.
Yep.
Deputy Town Clerk, Lori?
Okay, we provided our monthly clerk report. And as of December 31st, we are going to need a new cleaner for our building. So we need to get a help wanted ad out as soon as possible. So if you guys are okay with that, we'll get that published as quickly as we can this week, hopefully.
Absolutely.
We'll probably just put it on the website because nobody responds to the newspaper ones anymore.
All right, that's good.
Okay, so website,
Just we gotta have the information of what we pay and what the hours are.
and I'll put it out on the clerk board too. We provided correspondence received from Howard Schaefer asking to be reappointed to the planning board for a new 7-year term starting January 1st. His term expires on December 31st. These appointments are normally done at organizational day, so I'll put it on that agenda. Unless you want to do it before that. We're closing out water collection and preparing to submit for re-levy information to the property tax department of Warren County for unpaid bills to be included in the 2025 town and county tax bills. And we've had quite a steady stream of hunters getting licenses and numerous calls from residents and people coming in the office regarding early voting. They all think it's here. So we've been dealing with that a lot. Phones have been ringing, and so it's been quite active in our office. And that's really all I have to report for this meeting.
All right, any questions, Laura? All right. Councilman Morton?
I don't have anything. I do have a question. I was just wondering how, do you have any issues getting the kayaks out of there in time?
They're all gone.
Yeah, well, I know they're all gone now. I just, was it a problem at all?
No.
Trying to track anybody down there, I'll grab them.
Didn't even have to call one.
Awesome. That's
There
great.
was one left a couple days after our limit, but it went out.
Nice.
They called us and said they'll be up that weekend, take it out, so it's fine.
And the yoga thing that we got in our mailbox, was that addressed already?
No, we didn't get it on the agenda it's for next summer, so
Okay.
it wasn't put on this agenda. It's gonna be on next meeting.
Can I pile in on that with you just
Yeah.
for a second? When I saw that, I was kind of wondering how many hours, what days? And whoever runs that facility for us should be asked about that request also.
Also, if they're charging people,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
our office is wondering about that.
They
for
need a
vendor
permit.
Need a permit,
Good
yeah.
point.
Because they'll be on town
Yep.
running a business. So that's one of the other things we need to find out about.
And we didn't put it on the agenda tonight because a lot of questions were
Sure.
asked.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I just saw it. That's all.
All right. Councilwoman McMahon?
I just wanted to, touch base again. I know I had asked everyone and I wasn't here at the agenda meeting. I know the attorneys are talking back and forth about that.
Nothing was named.
You want to say anything on that?
Did anything else come since that meeting?
Yep, the bond attorney and the association's attorney talked about the easement. They agreed to make some changes to the already revised easement. So they're working on that, and then we'll have to get filed. And then we'll do the bond resolution.
Okay.
But they are working.
Okay. Just checking. Thank you.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Councilman Hanlon,
Have nothing at this time.
Councilman Niles,
Just a quick playground status. Our committee meets Thursday at 6. Anybody wants to join us, you're more than welcome. Some individual donations are trickling in, mostly to the town people. We did get, I got an email from the Forthright Association, they're gonna donate $1,000. I have a meeting coming up. It's just been changed, so I don't have a new date yet. With the Lake Luzerne Association, they said they're gonna make a donation. Plus, both of those associations are sending the pamphlet out to all of their members as well. That's it. Ron, can I meet with you later to talk about getting the truck for the buildings and grounds? I need your help with the state bid process. I'm not familiar with. And tax status, several potential donors for the playground have asked our deductions, our donations deductible. I called my accountant and he quoted a tax code, and I didn't really want to take his recommendations and make them public, so I sent an email to the Association of Towns, and she wrote back exactly the same that my accountant did. Which says 26 US Code 170 C1 does explicitly say that charitable donations made to a political subdivision, which includes towns, based on how political subdivisions are defined, if the donation is used for a public purpose, and in her opinion, the playground would be such, it would fall under public purpose and therefore be tax deductible. So that will Ran Capella at New York State Associations and Towns. So I feel comfortable now saying it is tax deductible. That's it. Thank
okay,
you.
that's good. I have nothing really. The only thing I want to put forward about, maybe a year ago, our assessor had somebody here talking about reval of the town. And, I think we have to move forward. That's gonna take a couple of years, it's not gonna happen right away. But like I pointed out to a couple of board members, our town assessment is going down. We're third from the bottom of the county. So we do have to do a revalve. I know Warrensburg just did a revalve, and it actually dropped their tax rate for the year for the town of Warrensburg down quite a bit. So we had it done, don't hold me to it, probably about 7-8 years ago. And it held steady, so it was good. I think it's time that we have to, but it takes 2 years. So even if we start working on it next year, it'll take to 2046. So,
What's involved? We'd hire a contractor to do that, right?
well, it's a big job, and the assessor
Yeah.
takes care of it. We usually get somebody to help her. I don't know the exact price. You would have to talk to her, but the material and the price, it's gotta be done. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
So. And that's about all I have. We had a great meeting for the budget tonight. Lasted 4 minutes. So, and the budget passed and we just approved it. We were ready for questions and everything, but it worked out really well. So we're moving forward with the budget. That's about it. We're gonna start dropping the lake probably next week. We always usually lower it a little bit for the winter. We usually do it after October 15th. So we're already the time that we do it, so everybody knows. That's all I have. Mary, you have anything? Anybody have anything to say? All right, anybody from my board want to make any comments?
Do we have a
employee issue that we might want to talk about in executive session or no?
You want to do that?
You know what I'm talking about?
You will if you don't.
Okay, so we're gonna have to have an executive session as soon as we close out this meeting. And there won't be any decisions made at it, but we will discuss it.
So we need a motion to go into executive session.
Yep.
Oh, Matt has his hand up before we move forward.
Matt? Yeah, he probably,
don't?
okay, Yeah, it was up there before.
So. Oh, yes.
All right. So the last thing we have is public comment. Anybody make any comments to us? Thank you for not. All right, need a motion to adjourn?
No, we need.
Up to executive session,
Yeah.
right?
I make that motion and we will be doing nothing after that.
Second motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, hearing none, carried.
All right, thank you, ladies, for coming. Okay, you can shut us down.